Good morning. How are you today? And welcome along to my live broadcast. I am Julz and Paekau, coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand. It's going on to 9:30 a.m. in the morning here. So it's the beginning of it's a beautiful day outside. So I thought I'd get my broadcast started before I head out for the day. As I mentioned, my name is Julz and Paekau. I am a trusted seller within the TBC community, ready to help where help is needed. If you are an orphan of the TBC community, please feel free to reach out should you need any guidance, should you need some updates or somewhere to go that you're not quite sure where to go or what to do. Here within the TBC community, there are many broadcasters, and if you come to the broadcasting area on a regular basis and you have questions, I guarantee that if you put your questions, if you pop into anybody's broadcast, your questions can be answered. Now, as I mentioned, it's the 11th of August 2018. And yes, the year has moved along so fast. It's really unbelievable how we're nearly at the Christmas period and you don't even want to think about it. But thank you for being here anyway. Now, although it's the 11th, I hope, good morning, Stephen Cuffy, thank you for being here. It's always a privilege to have you in my chat room. As we know, for us here in New Zealand, the August cruise competition is now at an end. However, I hope for those who want to participate in the competition for the month of August have got their required broadcast done. I did do a quick live broadcast to encourage our people here in New Zealand to do a broadcast and participate in the August cruise competition. You never know. But Atom Irene was going, oh, I hope you don't win that as well. But, you know, we're all quite capable of having a chance to win the tickets in the August cruise competition. So for those who managed to do the broadcast before the 10th of August and got to a send button meeting, you are now eligible to take part in the recruiting part 2 of the August competition, which is to recruit as many people as you can being paid and registered within the TBC community. So good luck to everybody that's partaking in that. I'm sorry, my speech is a little bit slurred at the moment due to my medication. I've got a little bit of elephantitis, so I feel like a puffed up whale. But that's all part and parcel of the treatment that I'm currently going through. However, as long as I can open my mouth, I guess that's the main thing. So I wanted to actually concentrate on a couple of posts that I believe keeps our community safe, and I have not read them for quite some time, but I still feel it's relevant in the building of our community, for keeping our TBC community safe and allowing us to build on what TBC admin has put on the table for us as far as growing our community is concerned. And we in the broadcasting room, I just want to make mention, I was so thrilled to see, I must go over and share my screen, because I was so delighted to see how in our broadcasting area, it looks so wonderful for today that there's hardly any gaps. And this is what TBC admin really, really look forward to. What I mean by gaps is that on both sides of the broadcasting rotor, we've got our gaps, yes we have, but I've never seen this so full as both sides are quite, and it's a wonderful thing to see. That so many different people are participating in our broadcasting arena. That is so wonderful. I remember when I first started broadcasting, we were lucky to have 20 spots filled, and that was just on one side. Just about became regular. You would know who is booked on the rota for broadcasting. But as I've found over the last, since I've been able to broadcast again, I've found that acquiring a spot that suits you is pretty much taken up. But what allows you to do in the broadcasting area is that you can just pop in, because right now this broadcast is not on the rota, but you have the ability to pop in and do your broadcast whenever it suits. However, I have got a regular spot, which is 9 a.m. in the mornings, but depending on how busy and the type of morning, I sometimes do change it around to suit what is happening at that time of the morning. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's so congested that because I want to go in and pop into the other broadcasters' rooms while they're doing their broadcast. And between probably 2 a.m. New Zealand time and 6 a.m. New Zealand time, it's very busy in the broadcasting room. So having to adjust the time to suit to, it's not so much about having your favourites to go to. There are many new people who are just starting out, and so to pop along to names that I'm not familiar with, I'd like to pop into their rooms, regardless of the language barrier, and they appreciate it because although they might be speaking a different language, many broadcasters acknowledge those that are sitting in their chat room, and I think that's very important to many broadcasters. And so we thoroughly enjoyed Sidonia Moraru's broadcast from the beach yesterday, and I must add that it's a beautiful way to do a broadcast, and we have some beautiful beaches here in New Zealand that we're in the midst of winter, so I look forward to having to get around to do that, because all broadcasts don't have to be done inside, do they? And so I'd like to congratulate those who got through stage 1 of the August cruise competition. So now phase 2 will come in, and I guess the numbers will start stacking up. And as we know, the Filipinos are pretty good at that, but we're all in the race. Should we have all gotten through to the 10th of August, because now that is the 10th of August is past for us here in New Zealand. It has. We are now in the recruiting phase of part 2 of the competition. So good luck to us here in New Zealand and to all those that are now on a recruiting journey into our TBC community. So I'd like to go over to a blog that I've sort of thought was important as far as growth, because this all matters. Watch out for trolls, because trolls can have a big effect on how our community grows if they're to openly post negative stuff on Facebook or any social media site that brings disrespect to our TBC community. Be careful when you are small and young. Don't go into the woods. The trolls might get you. Facebook is full of trolls. Pick a subject, any subject or brand, and you will easily find a troll against it. Now that is so true. You go in and, there's many, I guess it's what people want to do in their lives, how they risk doing business online. And although we're not all in favour of what shows up online as far as programs are concerned, each to their own. And for those that don't like what they see, they should be like the Kringles and just shush up. TBC is not the only thing that has attracted trolls. Everything out there has trolls lurking around and ready to discourage people from it. And this could be quite discouraging to some people. They're trying to get ahead. They're trying to do their best to get people into our community, but always lurking in the background is something negative from people who've got nothing better to do. New people are the most vulnerable. Trolls love to take advantage of the ignorance of new people. They can make up anything they want and claim they are telling the truth. They just love scaring people by any means possible. So in this article, I will teach you all how to stay out of the woods and avoid the trolls. The first thing everyone needs to understand is that TBC is a private group with a private currency. When you post stuff on Facebook, it is in the public view. You have no control over who will see your post. Posting anything on Facebook puts you in the woods and you will attract trolls. Absolutely. And they're just waiting. Posts have no power in social media. The power goes to those that comment on them. Think about it. Organisations such as ours will always have more new members than old members. And our 3.3, near on 3.3 million members will do all they can to keep themselves out of harm's way. New members are still learning. They are full of ignorance about TBC, and TBC is so different than the rest of the cryptocurrencies. Trolls exploit the fact that we are so different and make it look like it is a disadvantage, when in reality, those differences give us our greatest advantages. All of our members will become millionaires or billionaires. No other currency can make that claim, but cookie rewards make that possible. So when a new member looks at something posted about TBC on Facebook, They give more weight to the response of the commenters than the point of view of the post itself. Who in TBC has the time to properly defend every post made by any number of millions of members when the trolls come out to attack it? None of us have that much time, right? So the result is that some TBC posts get properly protected while most don't, and it appears that the trolls are winning in the comment area, and that will certainly discourage a new member when they see that. Trolls are naturally all losers. They don't value themselves or their time, and they don't care what people think about them. It's impossible to earn a profit from commenting on a Facebook post. Who's going to pay you to comment? Except for the government agent trolls, of course. Most trolls are dead broke and seem to have an excessive amount of time on their hands to just waste it trolling around. So stop posting stuff about TBC on Facebook and just follow our system of privately inviting people to receive the Kringle gift. I've written an article before that addresses the responsibility that goes with setting up or belonging to a TBC Facebook group. Please read. I've always addressed the motive of these trolls against TBC in this article. So let's just pop over and have a look. This message is especially important for the admins of TBC Facebook groups, as well as those using those Facebook groups or any other TBC related social media. Imagine wandering aimlessly through a hot desert in the heat of the day. The temperature is 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and not only is the sun beating down on you, but the sand below you feels like it is cooking you alive. Visualize that. Now ask yourself, what do you want? Water, right? Perhaps you do have some water on you, but you are carefully rationing it out, and you know at some point you will run out of water. You can only carry so much, right? Ideally, what you hope to find is a deep, cool pool of flowing spring water, free from anything that might make you sick. An oasis in the desert, perhaps with some coconut trees and some other things ready to eat. Yes, that is exactly what you hope to find. How many times have you deliriously looked into the horizon and hallucinated a mirage and wandered off towards it, only to find yourself totally discouraged to find out that it was just a mirage? That is such a terrible feeling when that happens. So you know what you need and you are determined to find it. Water in an oasis with deep cool water under shaded palm trees. Consider this. Most people spend their lives wandering around within a desert of negativity. And I know many people are like that. They live for negativity. Try and pop them out of it and it's a no-go zone. So just leave them there. Let them be negative. Because within our TBC community, we're all positive. So you leave the negativity where they belong, out in the nowhere land. Anything positive is totally refreshing. How many times have they been scammed by something that gave them hope? Too many times. What they really want is something that is pure and delightful. Something they can really bathe in to wash away all of those negative feelings. Perhaps they finally find TBC and it starts to get their hopes up. TBC offers a clear pathway to wealth and a lifestyle of abundance, and they are willing to invest and make the necessary effort to cash in when the time comes. But then they come to our TBC Facebook group, and within it, they find things that make them doubt in TBC. Perhaps they find people in there openly breaking the membership agreement, or they see posts about other copycat coins that say they have something better to offer. How does it feel to see a post from someone that foolishly allowed themselves to be scammed out of their TBC coins? All of these things are certainly negative, and they do create doubts within the minds of our TBC members. Is that a good thing? Of course not. I have never asked anyone to create a Facebook group for TBC. It is a huge responsibility to be the admin of a TBC Facebook group. Now, as we know, yes, Facebook is flooded with TBC groups, TBC merchants, TBC this, TBC that. But I have only one interest, and that is in the TBC revolution, who keeps a nice, clean, crisp page for everybody to understand what is going on in the blog, as well as keeping you up to date enough in their Facebook group. So that's TBC Revolution. I recommend people also keep an eye on that Facebook group, and as well as being a student of the blog. It does take a lot of time and energy to properly run a TBC Facebook group, and it is not necessarily profitable. Now, as we know, these groups, they do this on their own behalf. They set up an admin to keep the page clean, and no, not many are getting paid to do this. They just want to be able to keep the community connected. If for some reason you are willing to run a TBC Facebook group as a service to your fellow TBC members, and you are okay that it doesn't make you any money, then please do it right away. Pin up the rules and expectations at the top of your group page and make it clear what your true objective is for that TBC group. Feel free to encourage others to help you with the admin responsibilities. And those responsibilities can be quite a wide range, because you create a group and let it run free with them. You're leaving yourself open, the group's open to trolls and naysayers. Consistently clear out and delete any posts or comments that create doubt in TBC. Otherwise, your entire effort to run a TBC Facebook group is not only counterproductive to you, but also to anyone else in your group. Why shoot down the thing that is making you rich? Why leave a door open for scammers to come in and tear down what we are all building? Do you see what I mean? If you are not willing to run a TBC Facebook group the right way, you should close it and delete all the members in it. Don't become that horrible mirage in the desert. You will look very bad in the end. If you want to serve out of love and kindness, then you'll be a hero instead, but only if you are fully responsible for what goes on in that group. Pin the rules at the top and make it clear that you have a zero tolerance policy. And that is one thing I like about Gerard Winter's page. He has a zero tolerance as far as anybody who comes in and says anything negative, you're definitely off the page. Good morning, T. Thank you for being here. I forgot to bring my chat up so I could see who was in the chat room. Trust me, chaos is much harder to manage than a group that is all willing to follow the rules. TBC concerns and questions should go out privately to the chain of command of TBC leaders. One-on-one, public Facebook groups is a horrible place to discuss these things. Nothing is perfect in this world, and neither is TBC. But we each work hard every day to make it better, right? Where else can you go to turn a one-time purchase of $100 into $1 million in about 6 months automatically? TBC is on the right track, but we need more time to fully mature. If you come across a TBC Facebook group that doesn't have these rules pinned up, then contact the admins of that group and share this article. Make it clear to them that you want a positive and refreshing place to go on Facebook and that you will leave a group that is unwilling to provide that. Rebellious and arrogant admins of TBC Facebook groups should find that more people are leaving their group than they are joining every day. Perhaps they will get a clue. I think I have been very clear in this article. Now, if you get private messages from people that seem to want to do the same negative things, then ask yourself how much of that you are willing to tolerate. It is a private message after all. If you have time to set them straight, go for it. But beware. Some of these people are not just after you. They are after your Facebook friends too. Blocking people that seem to have bad intentions is a great way to protect us all. If someone is messaging you with a better offer because they have access to you due to your association in a TBC Facebook group, beware. Even if you politely reject their offer, they are likely to do the same thing to your friends and also your associates in that TBC Facebook group. Copy their Facebook address and block them. And send a quick message to the admin of that TBC Facebook group and warn them. If that admin gets a number of warnings like that from their members in their group, then admin has some house cleaning to do. Admin should remove and block them as soon as they see this pattern. Copycat coins come and go. We have already seen a number of them fail to make a real effort to succeed. Most are sharks looking for foolish fish that they can tear into. Let me be clear. We have about 30,000 TBC members right now, and these sharks intend to steal them all away from us while also tearing down TBC in the process. These sharks have no intention to build a real coin community of their own. They are thieves. Let's not make it so easy for them to prey on us. Let's protect our members. Many of them lack wisdom that comes from experience. Our social media experiences should be worthy of the time we put into them. Let's always keep it positive and uplifting, and soon we will be growing even faster than before. The entire TBC community is counting on each of us to do our part. Let's not disappoint them, okay? So I felt that that post was very important to go through again. I haven't featured it for quite some time, but yes, there are trolls out there, and as we know, one of our members, Carrie Fisher, who was actually attacked and hacked and had her wallet emptied out, her um, personal details taken, but she never sat down to the fact that that was happening to her, and she went on through and carries on as she does today, and overcame the trauma of that time when all this was going on. So just a heads up to those who we all have our little we all have been interrupted by a troll or someone who's not positive in our community. But as admin has advised us, blocking them is of no, is one of the easiest things to do. And so keep yourself safe in the social media arena, whether it be Facebook, um, FutureNet or LinkedIn or any other social media site that may bring TBC into disrepute. Now, I can't wait to see our community grow again. And as many of us in the cash flow training arena, Key, as you know, is working a treat for you and for Bex. And I believe you may come into the arena also, Stephen. And I can't recommend it highly enough to those who are looking to upskill themselves, to take that step and join Randy Wilson in the cash flow arena, because we all want to be cash flowing $100 a week, $100 a day. What difference would that make in my life? It would make a huge difference. One being the medication I have to get, but that's just a little portion of what $100 would mean to me on a daily basis. Huge. So that's my broadcast for today. Thank you, Keith, for coming along, and Stephen Cuffey. Always a pleasure to have you guys in my chat room. And it's going on to 10 a.m. in the morning here, so time to get out to the markets, I guess. And you enjoy your, I believe it's evening over there in California for you, Stephen Cuffey. So you have a lovely evening, and us here, Ki Roto Hiko Pio, we're going to enjoy a beautiful day, Saturday, the start of our weekend, and I'll catch up with you all again in your broadcast. And this is Julz and Paekau here in Glen Innes, Auckland, New Zealand. And I'd like to say goodbye for now, my broadcast number 108. And I'll catch up with you all again. Ka kite. Bye for now.